2011, Yankee captain Derek Jeter goes 5 for 5 en route to recording his 3,000th hit on a home run off of Tampa Bay Rays pitcher David Price.
That one's drilled deep to left field. Going back choice. Looking up. See ya! 3,000! History with an exclamation point!
I wasn't sure it was going to be a home run. I mean, I've hit some home runs. I was hoping, but afterwards it was relief. You know, I was excited, but to be honest with you, I was pretty relieved.
Oh, what a way to join the 3,000 hit club! Derek Jeter has done it in grand style!
WICR.
And we're back with Throwback Thursdays with Chelsea Taylor Harris. And this week we have Anthony Gentlecore. And today we're continuing our story with the winner of semesters, the fourth Story Slam, Miss Angel Pierre. Yay! Thank you so much for coming on the air.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to question you a little bit because you are a freshman here at Iona and this is your first Story Slam experience. So we're going to ask you a few questions. You can go, I can go. So I'm going to ask you first. How was your first annual Story Slam experience, Miss Winner?
It was pretty amazing. I was petrified at first, but I mean, obviously I won. So yeah, that was kind of great. But it was a new thing for me, so I was really happy that I did it.
Oh, your story was so deep.
Oh yeah, I really liked yours. And the one thing I really liked about your speech is that you really knew how to speak.
Thank you.
That was awesome. You really knew how to get up there and speak, you know.
And the best man won.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. So you can tell us a little bit can you refresh our WICR listeners who are listening out there a little bit about your story.
I pretty much told everyone about my experiences with my mother and a relationship I had that wasn't really, that healthy. And kind of dealing with, should I deal with a relationship because, I was happy in it, sort of, or tell my mother that something was wrong. So. And
you did the right choice in the end. Can we tell us a little bit about the end of it? Because the chill's still going. A week later.
So I had a pretty bad relationship with my mother, as I kind of brought towards in the beginning of my story. And throughout the entire story, I was telling everyone how he made me happy, and I loved that feeling of him making me happy. But there came a point where one day he kind of scared me, and he kind of the quote, get rid of my mother. And that day I had to go home and make the decision, I need to confront my mother and tell her this is going on in my life. And she was there for me, and I was, it was a great moment in my life.
Baby girl.
Now, are you still together with
No.
Good.
No? I was wondering.
No.
Good.
Yeah, I have a restraining order.
What? Restraining orders out there. Good. What else is there? Can you tell us a little bit about some of the stories that you remember from Story Slam, besides your own?
I loved a lot of the stories. I remember the story with the girl with the pigtails and the green eyes. That was amazing.
That was his story.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remember the camping in the woods. That was pretty adventurous.
Yeah, man, there's nothing. That's all I do. For me, it was a way of venting, and I bet for you it was a way of venting also.
Yeah, it was.
So for me, we're social people. We're more extrovert than introvert, and it's a way for us to cope with things that's happened. Why not tell people?
Yep, spot on. Yeah. And how long ago was this story? Is it recent or?
Yeah, it actually happened between the summer before my junior year into the summer after my junior year. Ooh. So that whole
So that's very, very recent. And thank you for sharing that story with us, because I was sitting there, I was like, if you see some of the pictures, I'm like, oh my God. And you see them, I'm like, Pagnata, I can't do this. I'm gonna start crying right now. But thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for listening.
And what else was there? What other stories stood out to you? Because we were talking about this last week. Anthony was here last week.
Yeah.
There's so many personal stories.
Yeah.
And compared to other Story Slams, we'll refresh you a little bit. It really hasn't been that personal. No one really took it. There's
it's not
a few standout stories, but no one really got this deep this semester.
It was real competitive. That's what I got out of it. People were up there to win.
Yeah.
People were really up there to try and win. Some people were weaker than others, but still, nobody was up there just to tell their story. Really,
Yeah.
people were up there to like get first, second, third. They wanted to prove that they're like were good at storytelling.
Yeah, and all of you guys were perfection. I cannot say that anymore. But what other parts, like the deeper stories?
I know one of the stories that probably a lot of people missed because it was towards the end was, I don't know her name. She was talking about how she struggled in high school being Jewish.
Yes, Stephanie Stein.
And that really touched me because, I mean, like, I never really had something like that, but like I don't really agree with bullying, and I feel like everyone should.
Yeah, man, I didn't think that like existed. Like she was being made fun of because she was Jewish.
Jewish,
Like,
yeah.
I'm from Orange County, which is kind of upstate,
Yeah,
and I know she's from like.
I have.
She's from. I think
Up
she's
there.
from upstate New York
Up
too,
there.
but like a
Yeah.
lot north than me, probably Canada almost.
almost
And
got
that
it.
is not a thing in like where I live.
Yeah.
Like there's no anti-Semitic. Like
Yes,
it's not, like,
Semitism.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist. You know, and I was like, wow. I guess
What?
up there it's a bunch of inbreds, maybe. I don't know.
I have no idea, but that was.
Because that story got me a little mad. I was like, people are still like that.
Yeah, I didn't think-
It's 2014.
It's not the 50 years ago when
Yeah,
World
you
War II
know.
was happening.
Yeah, come on.
His Throwback Thursday for sure.
Yeah, right.
Really, some people are still caught back in their throwbacks. It's that story too. So, what do you think of the format of it, and especially the viewer's choice winner too? Forgot to mention that.
Well, that was pretty exciting. I didn't expect to win both. That was,
Yeah.
I didn't expect to win at all, but that was pretty amazing. But I really liked the whole thing. Like, it was really nice to not only present, but to listen to everybody else's story. And when I first heard the timing from, like, when it started to when it ended, I was like, really, we're going to sit there and listen to all these people's stories? But
Yeah.
you really get engaged in it, and you enjoy sitting there, and you're waiting
Exactly.
for the next story and what they
Yeah.
have to say.
And,
so.
and especially if someone's like captured you, you're like,
Yeah.
wow. You know.
Yeah, you're like, because I was talking to WICR's own Peter Considori, and it felt like you were telling a conversation
Yeah.
with your audience, and he felt like you guys were telling the stories just directly to him, and it felt like a one-on-one thing. And I thought that's why I think a lot of people did stay, because there were 20 storytellers, like 5 minutes apiece, and some longer, some shorter, and quite a few people stayed till the end. So I thought you guys were spot. So thank you guys for doing that. So who encouraged you to do this story slam event besides me and my good PR?
I definitely have to blame that on Professor Pegnata.
My girl.
Me too.
My girl.
She's the best.
She's my oral communications teacher or professor, and yeah, she kind of really didn't give me a choice, but
Yeah, she kind of pushes you into it.
She's a pusher.
but I'm really happy she did. I was kind of scared at first with the story topic because it was so personal to me, and I wasn't sure how I would feel presenting it to like 100 people that I didn't know. And she, kind of just walked me through it and was saying, you can do this because it'll only just make you feel
Exactly.
better.
It only makes you better. You know, that's how she coaxed me into mine. You give your first talk in your oral comm class, and
we
then
all had her.
yeah. And then she was just like, "Wow, you did really well. I was wondering if you want to do it." And then you're like, "I don't know. Like, you're not comfortable with it." But then she just reinsures you every day. You know, like, tough love reinsures you too.
Oh, yeah.
And then finally you're like, "All right, I'll do it." And then after you're done, you're like, "Wow, that was one of the best things I've ever done. I feel great about myself, and it was an experience. And now I have a lot more confidence. Like now, I don't have a problem speaking in front of anyone.
That's why you're on the show, Anthony Johnson Court.
I enjoy it now. It's fun.
You're a public speaker.
Yeah.
That's why we're getting you into the speech and mass conduct
I'm
department.
slowly being pushed in, and I think I like it. I don't know.
Aww. What about you, Angel? What do you think about Professor Pignata pushing you? She do the same thing?
Yeah, she definitely did the same thing. I was petrified, like I said, and I even remember I was talking to my roommates, and I was like, I don't understand why this woman is making me do this thing. And then the day of, I remember I walked up and I couldn't stop shaking. And
Oh, yeah.
she walked over to me and she said, if you want, you don't have to do this, but I think you should, because it's just gonna make you a better person. And I didn't want to let her down.
Exactly,
So chill factor everywhere.
But yeah, it was a great experience, and I have her to thank for it.
Pignata, actually, speaking of Professor Pignata, she mentioned to you guys she's in Norfolk, Connecticut right now, giving her little TED talk.
Yeah, can we actually take a minute to talk about that? Because
Yes.
that's crazy. That's like...
Because if you guys don't know, your listeners out there don't know, Professor Pignata, we're 3 generations of
Yeah.
intro to oral comm class, junior, sophomore, freshman, and she used to force us, well, so to say, to watch the TED Talks.
Yeah.
And
like TED Talks on YouTube gets like millions of views.
Yeah.
Like everybody watch TED Talks. It's like a really big thing. And for her to be asked, like who even asked her to be on it?
I don't know, but she's on it today. And
I'm so intrigued. I can't wait to watch it.
I know, I'm so proud of her. I'll read you the email from Professor, shout out to Professor Ferrapalooza FP out there if you are listening. It is the TED Talk event. She's talking about diversity, connections, Trump categories, which will focus on the use of storytelling as a community building tool.
She's definitely going to include the Story Slam.
Hell yeah, she better.
Yeah.
I texted her.
I can already see what she's going to say. Just because I'm talking to her and developing my stories, I know exactly. She's good like that. I can't wait to hear what she has to say.
She's so perfect.
I'm actually excited to watch it because
Me
she
too.
gave us kind of like a preview of the story she's gonna tell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're lucky.
Let me in on it. Let me in.
She kind of just told us because we asked her if she's gonna tell us a transformational story too, and she kind of had a cute one from from her childhood. So
Really? Oh, she's gonna kill it, man. She's so good.
Oh my god, what was the story about? We want to hear about some TED
I
Talk.
know. I don't want to wait for it. I don't want to wait for it at all.
Me either, because it probably won't be online for a little bit.
Yeah,
'cause
that's
they
what
need some
I'm saying.
editing. So,
Yeah.
Angel, spill the beans.
Uh-oh. If I get in trouble for this, I'm blaming you two.
I'll
Please.
I'll text Pignata right now. Pignata. My phone won't be broken, right?
She told us the story. She talks about when she grew up in Africa.
What?
She grew up in Africa.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Yeah. she did.
Old lady brain over here. Sorry.
Yeah.
And the day her mother told her that she's moving to Africa, and she runs downstairs and to this boy that she knew, and he told her that she was gonna turn black, and like she was confused. She goes to Africa, and she's 5, so she's not really she's from California. She's used to the world being like her own little world.
Ooh, I didn't know she was from Cali.
Yeah, fun fact. And she gets there and she sees someone in a yellow dress, and she turns and asks to her mother, why is that man wearing a yellow dress? And long story short, she pretty much like comes to the realization that the world outside of California is a lot different, and
Cool.
Women might have shorter hair in other countries.
That's great. Wow, I
my
cannot
God.
wait to hear her story.
I-
TED Talks is a big thing. Congratulations, Professor Pagnata, man. Awesome.
I so tweeted last night from the IC Story Slam Twitter. Shh, that's not me. I swear it's not me. I tweeted her big congratulations. We all love her so much, and I can see why she picked you to say a story, Miss Angel, because you told that story better than. Not better than she could, but up there. So what else about Story Slam did you enjoy besides the lovely bagels and the food and Pagnata's daughter's food?
I didn't even get any food. I was so scared. I was too busy shaking in my seat the whole time.
I never eat either.
There was a sick ton of food and a whole bunch of insane amount of food. Let me
Yeah.
correct myself. And her Pagnata's daughter was there, and she made the food too. So
Yeah.
shout out to Little P. And that was really good. And the bagels, which were still in my apartment until 2 days ago.
You get to bring them home.
Oh, I inhaled those. My meal card money declining.
Yeah, exactly. Mine too.
Oh my, no idea.
Yep.
Oh, Angel, do you have meal card money?
Yeah.
Yeah, how you
shit.
do on your first? You're on it. I was off with mine. I was done by like early November. My first.
Me too.
I was the worst with it. Yeah.
Me too.
You get better with it though. You learn.
That's a story.
Learn how to
to
conserve.
Well, conservation will get you through Iona Nation.
Yeah. Oh, God.
That's a cute
There we
slogan.
go.
I got it.
Conservation, Gale Nation. Go Gales.
Yep.
So what did you get out of the Story Slam? We'll just wrap this up, but we'll talk about more about Pagnata after. What did you get out of Story Slam? Because I can go on and on and on and on.
Before Story Slam, I kind of thought that certain things about my life I only went through, and that no one really could understand those like difficult moments in my life. But like you said, the stories there at Story Slam were so personal that you got a little glimpse in everyone's life, and everyone has those kind of down moments or moments that they're unsure of, and it was kind of like inspirational to hear about everyone's like transformations and how like they became better people or they got through situations, and it was really nice to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys for participating. And speaking of Story Slam, wrap the Story Slam up. Do you think you're gonna be doing Poetry Slam?
I definitely will be.
We will put you guys in the committee.
Yeah, see, that's not my strong point. I mean, I'd love to judge, but the poetry thing, I'm not. I mean, I can barely write a haiku poem. I don't really even know what a haiku poem is. I'll be honest.
What?
I think it's like 5-7-5. Is that how that works? Like with the
I
lines?
thought it was 3. 5.
Yes. Please, don't have me up there telling poetry. I'll just start rapping rap lyrics.
Hey, you guys missed it last week. He left a little bit early last week. I started rapping.
Really? A little freestyle?
Oh, I didn't freestyle. It was the FCC won't let me be. Yeah, I'm not rapping again this today. I'll let Eminem do his justice. But what else is there? And when Pignata dropped the bomb. We talked about this last week, but you know I'm going with this. When Pignata dropped the bomb about this possibly being her last Story Slam, and I don't want to cry because I cried a little bit.
upsetting me because I don't understand why she has to leave.
I don't get why she has to leave either. But what were your thoughts on that, Angel? And you too, Anthony. What were your thoughts?
I was kind of disappointed. She kind of helped me through because I was kind of confused, as like all the freshmen are, about like what I wanted to major in, and she kind of helped me narrow it down, and like she told me like you know you're good at this, so pursue it. So
yeah, same thing with me. She's probably my favorite professor I've had here in 3 semesters.
Cannot agree more with that one.
She's very personable. She really gets on a one-on-one level with her students, and like everybody who's had her has loved her. Everyone in my class still goes back and talks to her. I haven't had her in 2 semesters, and I email her all the time. We talk all the time.
She's my girl for life, and I can't even think because I'm a junior now, and I had her 2nd semester freshman year, and I took her again for public speaking, and the semester after that I fell into Story Slam again, and I can't even. Oh good God! I put good mascara on today. Let's not get me there. She has influenced me more than anyone here, and there's no other professor. Like I don't really go home a lot. And my mom's name is actually Deborah. Aww. And so she's like my Iona mommy. Yeah. So I can text her whenever. She's always there for us no matter what. And I'm so proud of the things that she's done, especially with this TED Talk today. So proud of her. Yeah. And I don't think I would be able to. There's many times I doubted Iona too. And I don't think I would have been able to get it through without Professor Pignata. So hopefully that bomb.
Yeah, I hope she really doesn't leave.
Me neither.
I hope it's just a
rumor.
A rumor.
Me too.
Hopefully she stays.
I know, because Angel, if she's here again, you have to take her public speak, and you too, Anthony.
Yeah, I have to take
public speaking, persuasion, because I want to take persuasion, but it's not available for next semester yet, because she's not here.
Yeah.
Hopefully she will, but her public speaking class is just, you guys would be perfect at it, because it's more storytelling, and it deals with crisis communication, especially for us mass comm majors, which was really helpful, and she hits everything. So, yeah, I'm really sad by that. So, I think we're going to wrap it up on that note. Angel, would you like to stay with us for another segment if you want? It's up to you.
Sure, I'd love to.
So, we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back with Throwback Thursdays, and I think we're going to talk about some music, so we'll be right back.
WICR presents another great